Today I'm going to be doing the scariest thing I've ever done in my life, by far. If you're wondering why I'm whispering, it's 2 a.m. and I've just spent the last 2 hours prepping slides for the public speech I'm going to be giving later today. Basically, I've been part of a mentorship for the last 2 years that teaches fitness coaches how to run their business better, how to create better content, how to run a better service for their clients. And I'm going to be sharing my story, what's worked for me, the challenges I've faced, to about 50 to 100 other fitness coaches, which is pretty terrifying. But I'm going to give it my best shot. I'm going to get up in about 4 hours, go for a run, and then get on the bus and practice my speech on the way there. And we'll see how it pans out. Wish me luck.
Oh God, it's 6:30 a.m. I've come out for a run. I didn't want to, but I had to. I didn't get much sleep at all, maybe 2 hours if that. I was up thinking all night, so I've come out here to blow off some steam, wake up a little bit, get me in the zone, and then I'm going to practice my talk on the way to the event. You could say I definitely left it a little bit late, but I'm going to give it everything I got with the time that I've got. So yeah.
Start the day off right. We've got this Faye 0% fat Greek yogurt. The macros on that are insane, mixed with this Dubai flavored chocolate protein powder by Perform. Really, really good. Tastes like cherry bakewell, but when you mix it with this yogurt, it's very good. Oh my God. Fit check, got this nice top, grey jeans and white Air Force Ones. Feeling in shape at the moment, so it fits nice. And weirdly, I'm not feeling super nervous. I think it's because I've been working so hard over the last couple of weeks and my calories have been so low for so long. So I probably got less adrenaline. And maybe the fact I got less sleep is actually helping me because I've got less anxiety, I'm not sure. But we'll see how we feel when we get there, because this is how I'm talking now, but when I'm actually in the room, maybe it'll be a lot different. Okay, I've got my second coffee of the day. I'm just making my way around the room, trying to get adjusted to standing up in front of everyone. So that's how I'm feeling right now. I won't know until I'm actually up there. I think it's gonna be a different feeling, something I've never felt before, but I'm excited.
30s and you've got kids and a family, they just want to get a leaner and feel a bit better.
Okay, we've just had lunch and we're about to go upstairs. I feel alright, but I'm sure the moment Dan calls out my name, I'm gonna be shitting myself, so let's see how we do.
You cheeky fuck. You didn't tell me either. Oh, vlog! Hi guys, this is Sophie. He's vlogging it, guys.
The most I've done is with the ladies that come to my box fit class at Anytime Fitness, so a bit of a step up from that. But yeah, here we are. It's quite surreal from standing here. I think Dan chose me today not because I've hit crazy numbers or I've made it to say, but I've learned a lot of things the hard way, and I can help anyone avoid the same mistakes that I've made. And I think this will be truly worth it. And the first memory I have of Dan was Ellie was recording a video of him, and I think he was talking about bicep curls or pre-workout or something.
And the first thought that came into my mind was like, who the hell does this guy think he is?
Tiny bicep trying to take us to bicep.
And it's quite ironic because now my iPhone storage space is full of me in public gym. I think that part of me that judged Dan for doing that was the part of me that knew I was shit scared of doing that myself. And one thing Dan's always pushed me to do is confront fear. And I actually got a tattoo on my arm around the concept of fear last year. And it says ascension, aversion. So ascension is readable towards me, and aversion is readable away from me. So when we have fear, we have two choices. The first one is aversion, so that's avoiding the fear. And what happens when you avoid fear is it gets greater and greater, and you procrastinate on it, and that time frame which you confront it gets larger and larger. But the other choice is ascension, so that's confronting the fear head on, like I'm doing now. And you rise through that fear and you grow. The common ones that I faced, the first one, turning your personal page into a fitness page. When I first did this, I was terrified because I knew all my family and friends would see exactly what I'm up to, and that terrified me. The second one, recording your first talking head reel. So that was one of my first talking head reels. And it looked like someone had a gun to my head. Talking about the biggest fat loss mistakes. Last one, public speaking, which I'm doing now, which I'm happy that now I'm up here. Can I get a hand raised of who's experienced or is experiencing any of those fears in this business?
Yeah.
So is there anything that I've missed? Anything else that anyone's scared of that they'd like to put forward? Yeah, that's most of it. Okay. There's a few mindsets that I've used to sort of shift the way I see fear. So, the first one is see it as rep, so it's never going to be perfect. And I like to see it as every rep you do is almost like a bicep curl for your mind. That's a way I like to see it. The second one is fear must be progressively overloaded. So there's always going to be that next fear, that's your constraint in your business or personal growth. And every time you confront that next level of fear, you unlock a new level and you grow and grow. And a year later, the thing that used to scare the shit out of you is now just a warm-up rep. The third one, it's supposed to feel uncomfortable. So whenever you share something big, really vulnerable, and you get that deep sense of cringe in your stomach, and you're debating whether to take it down, it's almost like dawns after a hard leg day. You're supposed to feel that. So when you feel that, just know you're going in the right direction. The fourth one is that no one actually cares that much. When I first started my page, I thought everyone was, watching what I was doing, gossiping about me. But what I've learned is no one actually pays that much attention. And I realised the people that I want to help are even more insecure than me. And we're here to help them and not worry about what they think of us. Yeah.
I really like that.
All it takes is a decision. So you all have made the decision to grow your business, hence why you're all here, which is amazing. But one painful realization I've had over the last couple of years, and I've been very consistent, and Dan's seen this in me, is that investment alone is not enough. So the other day I was walking outside in the sun with my friend, and it was a nice sunny day, and then we sat down afterwards, and we were having a conversation, and we said, we've really been coasting over the last year. We really have been living to such a small percentile of our potential. And we both decided there and then to make a decision to fully commit and confront everything that we've been hiding from for so long. So the next day I announced my story to everyone. You might have seen this, I don't know who saw this, but I said this is the start of a new chapter. I'm going to start providing more value. I'm going to start practicing what I preach. And then, funnily enough, Dan messaged me, I think a day later, saying, I'll put the laser on it. Can I ask you a question? Hey Dan, yeah bro. You coming to the mastermind? I said, yeah. And he said, start preparing for your talk for the stage. Let's make it a good one. And here I am. Yeah. So, at the last event in Birmingham, I actually messaged Dan and said, he
coach, and I just said, just to expect more from me. And I said that I want to be a success story by the end of the year. And he said, why not May? And here we are. And since I posted that story, I've confronted everything that I was hiding from. So I've been posting 2 to 3 times a day on Instagram, and you guys have probably seen me a lot more active on there. I've also shared stuff I've never shared about myself before, so my binge eating disorder, my addiction to weed, and my story. I've also uploaded on YouTube 3 times a week, and I've also documented my day on the stories, which are really valuable. So, and what's changed? So, everything. Surprise, surprise, when you do the work, the universe responds, and good things happen. So, I've had the most inbound leads I've ever had before in a short period of time. I've been growing on Instagram and YouTube. My YouTube is starting to pop off as we speak. One video just hit 10k views, and it was my transformation story. So, over the last 16 weeks, I've gone for a bodybuilding prep, and I truly just told everyone in that video, like, this is how I was feeling at the start, and I was super vulnerable. I shared every like negative thought I was getting, everything like I was restricted to do when I was at that high body fat. And I think that's why it resonated, and it made me realise that I was holding myself to such a low standard before. Like, I've done more in the last 3 weeks than I've done probably throughout the start of this year. So it just shows you how much you can do in such a short period of time. You truly like say what you're learning and then connect it to the audience. I find it works a lot better.
Write that one down, guys. Show your state serve.
I'll let everyone write that down and take it. Deep breath. Takeaway. So embrace fear. Fear is your compass towards your financial and personal growth. So see it as a good thing. Whenever you have that fear, it's a sign that you're moving in the right direction. The second one is make a public commitment. So if you feel like you've been coasting, announce your next chapter of your story. And last one, live your niche. Sign up to something hard. A photo shoot, a competition, whether it's powerlifting or bodybuilding, a marathon, maybe even high rocks if you're that kind of guy. The last slide is just thank you. It's a picture of me and Dan. But yeah, this has truly changed my life. Like, when I went down, I don't know where I'd be right now. I tried starting multiple other business models and they didn't work, but I truly found something that I see myself doing for years to come. And that's, you know, mainly thanks to Dan and everyone in this room. Like, I've met so many of you guys. You've always been so nice to me, so I really appreciate it. So, thank you.
Woo! Well done, Luca!
Okay, a day has passed since the event, and it was crazy. I think because I was sleep deprived, I wasn't as nervous in the build-up in the morning, but when it was, you know, the hot seats of the people that were going to go and speak, then I started to feel my heart racing, the adrenaline started to pump. And then when my mentor started saying, okay, so the next person up, he's someone I've known for a couple of years, I see him as my little bro, then my heart was like pounding. And then I could see people look at me because I knew that some people knew who it was next. And then I walk up and everything just goes tunnel vision. I passed my phone to one of my friends who vlogged it for me very kindly. And like I said, heart racing. I think that moment will stick in my mind forever because it's such like a peak moment of human experience where everyone's watching you like walk to the front. Dan, my mentor, he clipped on the mic and I was so nervous, man. I remember asking him, oh yeah, can you point this red dot thingy at the slides? I just wanted to say something just so I could get into that flow. And the first thing I said was a joke. I said, the most public speaking I've done is with the ladies that come to my box fit class. So this is a bit of a step up from that. And that joke wasn't delivered with as much conviction
as I would have hoped, but it got me in the door. And then I started speaking. I'd rehearsed it in my head, days before. So, after the first minute was really like challenging. I was like trying to remember where I was at. Your field of perception, so your vision, everything goes blurry on the outside. And then it's just like a tunnel in the middle where you can only see like the center point. So that was interesting. It went really quickly as well, something I didn't expect. I thought it would feel like it was forever. It felt like 2 minutes I was up there, but it was 18. So I'm surprised I managed to yap on that much. But yeah, we covered multiple topics. So one of the topics was the story of how I met my mentor and joined the group. Another topic was embracing fear. So, I mentioned the tattoo that I've got on my arm, Ascension Aversion. I'll do a video on that one day, based on the topic of fear, because I think that's a really important topic. And the story of how I got that tattoo, it's a pretty good story. But I said to grow in this business of content and, coaching and stuff, you need to confront a lot of fear. I used to be very scared of speaking in front of the camera. And I told them, one of the fears was public speaking, which I was literally doing then. And through fear, you get better and grow. Another topic was, what was the next topic? How have I forgot already? And another topic was, all it takes is a decision. So, I thought that investing in my business would be enough to take me where I wanted to go. But it's not. You still have to do the work. Just like if someone signs me up for coaching, that's just the beginning. Then you have to actually implement everything you've learned or you're learning, every single day and not miss. And that's how you get the result you want. And for so long, I wasn't doing that. And, the other week, I announced a new chapter on my story. I said, I was boxing with my friend in the park, and we sat down and we said to each other, we've been coasting for so long. I made a vlog on this actually, called Locking In. But I said we've been coasting for so long, and we've got to commit now and face everything we've been hiding from and avoiding. And since that point, I've posted 37 times on Instagram in 13 days. I've posted 4 YouTube videos. I'm way more on it with everything. And yeah, that was another point. Another point was live your niche. So for coaches, really like leading by example, doing all the things that you're telling other people to do. Because at the start of my cut, when I was at my heaviest, I definitely wasn't doing all of those things consistently. But now that I am, I feel way different. And yeah, that was a talk. When it ended and I said thank you and everyone started clapping, biggest sense of relief I've ever felt. I don't think I've felt more relieved in my life. I was like, thank God, that's over. I did it. And it was the best feeling in the world. I hugged Dan, told him I loved him, and went back to my seat. And yeah, the adrenaline dump was crazy because I only had 1 hour of sleep the night before. And yeah, the rest of the event, I could not focus. I was completely finished. I went home pretty early. And in the evening, because I was on such low sleep, so much of that adrenaline dump had just finished me. I didn't even feel like happy, weirdly. Now, the next day that I've had 10 hours sleep, I feel amazing. But in the evening, I was just, oh yeah, I did that. Like, I had no feelings or emotions towards it at all. I tried to put on some music. Didn't feel anything. But now I'm very happy with what I managed to do. I just messaged, got a motorbike. I just messaged my mentor, Dan, and told him it's crazy how much 10 minutes can change your life. Like, whenever I think about something I want to do in the future and I'm scared of, I'll just be like, well, I've done something scarier than this before, so it should be no problem. And I want to take that mentality with me in the future. And today I've posted 5 times on my Instagram. I think I'm just riding off that high. So long may it continue. I'm on a good path at the moment. And that was a moment I'll look back at for a very long time. So yeah, super happy with how that went. And yeah, if you're new around here, subscribe. I've had a lot of subscribers in the last few days. I think it's quadrupled in the last couple of weeks. It was on like 100 and now it's on 400, and let me check so we get a live count as I'm recording this video. 463 subscribers, and I'm going to be posting this video very soon. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video, guys.